And we begin with a group of 1,000 to 2,000 migrants arriving in Juarez on trains last night. They eventually started making their way to different access points of the border wall. Now, some points are already U.S. territory. They're specifically headed to Access 36, which is located across Riverside Elementary. Members of the Juarez Secretary of Public Safety assisted the Mexican Institute of Migration to inform migrants of the situation on the border. Some of them even rushing to the U.S. side of the river and staying there overnight. And others stayed on the Mexican side despite authorities trying to prevent that from happening. That is where we find ABC 7's Juarez correspondent Heriberto Perez live from the U.S.-Mexico border with this story and more details about what exactly happened. Eddie.
Stephanie, this video circulating on social media shows a big group of migrants breaking a human wall made by Mexican authorities, as Chiche said last night. This group of migrants rushed towards the Rio Grande, trying to make their way to the U.S. side of the border. And Stephanie, this group of migrants eventually spent the night in an area of land and grass between the Rio Grande and under the concertina wire fence installed by the Texas National Guard. When I was on the Juarez side of the border this morning, I saw a couple of tents still there for migrants who camped overnight. I also saw a line of hundreds of migrants next to the border wall waiting to be processed by U.S. authorities. The Juarez Secretary of Public Safety conducted a preventive operation along the Mexican National Institute of Migration when migrants were gathering there on Gate 36. The head of the Juarez Secretary of Public Safety said this about the operation they conducted Tuesday evening.
De repente se agruparon para venir a caminar aquí en el marcador 36.
Suddenly, they gathered together here at Gate 36 of the border wall. I don't know from where they received the information that U.S. authorities are receiving them here. The National Migration Institute told me that they needed support from us to make a presence. So we are making a presence here and giving information to migrants they are not going to be received here. And that's not a correct place to spend the night.
Bueno, entonces...
And Stephanie, Secretary Munoz with the Juarez Department of Public Safety also commented on what's the city's position on migrants camping along the border. I will show you what he said tonight on ABC 7 at 6. Reporting live from the U.S.-Mexico border, Heriberto Perez, ABC 7.
All right, Eddie, thank you.